So what's up everyone, it is your girl Gel Beauty 87 here, aka Grace Honey, and today we're going to get into the Clionadh Cosmetics Deep Sea Treasures palette. So I have one other palette from this brand. It's from Emily Violet Marie, I'm pretty sure her name is, and I saw this palette coming. I'm one who likes palettes. I don't necessarily like singles, even though I do own singles, because that used to be the only way you could get multi-chromes, but now they're coming out with multi-chrome palettes, which I'm here for. It's a whole vibe and I love. But back to this palette. So this palette retails for $94.95. I know she's quite the pricey thing. It comes with 8 shadows in it, and it's part of the Deep Sea Treasures collection. Sorry, I don't know why this took so long. It says explore the hidden gems within the sunken treasure chest. This specialty eyeshadow palette contains 8 shades with hues of deep blues and bright accents in varying multi-chrome finishes. The perfect blend of color and neutrals in quotations. This versatile palette will suit anyone's taste. Our talc and filter-free formula delivers luxurious quality products with a high concentration of pigment, proudly made in Canada. So maybe that's why the price point is so high. I don't know. I'm going to show y'all the original palette I got from them that I bought. I believe this was 2022. The Dragon Fruit palette from Emily Violet Marie that I was talking about. Now some people's palettes have been breaking, like the plastic parts have been breaking. Mine is chipped but isn't broken, like right here is chipped. So I'm trying to hold this palette for dear life because this one was expensive as well. So as you can see, they have nice dual chrome, multi-chromes and different finishes and whatnot. That's the first palette I got from them. So I guess I'll read off each shade. It says they're all good for eye and face, and I love how it's this little treasure map, and then you open it up like that. I thought that was so cute. And here's what the packaging looks like. I'm sure you've seen the packaging before, but open the palette up and look at them. Like, oh my goodness, look how stunning that is. This palette, when I looked at it, it made me think of a fun version of the Decadence palette from none other than Mother Pat McGrath, or the Mothership 4, if you will. So I'm not sure which shade is supposed to be which though. I don't know what order in which they're going in as far as like telling you what they are. Well, yeah, I do, because it says with the names underneath, because the names are printed underneath each one. So I'll read them off in a second. Batteries always want to die when I start doing these videos, so I'm like, I'm gonna let the battery die. If you're curious on my eyes right now though, I actually did a battle between 2 palettes. Y'all know the Yucca palette just came out from none other than Miss Natasha Denona, so I did an old school versus new school on that, and the Ace Beaute Tropical Vibes palette. So you can guess which one is on which eye down below, but I'm gonna go get a battery and then we're gonna read off each shade and its qualifications. And then the palette I'm going to be using with this palette, if anyone's curious, I'm gonna use the Verda Amore E Morte palette from UOMA Cosmetics, their Valentine's Day palette. I feel like the mattes in there will work perfectly with the shimmers in this Deep Sea palette, so that's what we're going with. Okay, now I'm gonna go for real and handle business, because you know. Okay, y'all got a battery. Now let's get to it. So the first one is Saltwater Pearl. That's this one right here. It's supposed to be a true pearl effect eyeshadow that would confuse Mother Nature herself. This bright silver as a sheer seafoam green base with aqua shifts and hints of warmth. And all these supposed to be good for eyes and face, like I said. So then the next one, the bends though deep sea divers must be trained and skilled. Any makeup enthusiast can swim in this shade. A rich teal base with large glitter particles shifting lilac, beige, yellow with hints of lime. Okay. So next is Fool's Gold. This eyeshadow might not be real gold, but it is worth its weight in beauty. A warm brown base with yellow lime, aqua shifts, and hints of purple. Then we got Kelp Forest. Kelp Forest captured this. Can you say up, please? That one on the end, at the top. Kelp Forest captures the spirit of an underwater habitat with this bright yet murky eyeshadow. A deep cool brown base with green, turquoise, blue, indigo shifts. Ring of Fire is that one right there. It is as fierce as the name suggests. This eyeshadow erupts with impact. A large particle glitter shadow with red hot sparkles that shift red, orange, peach, and yellow. I like the way that sounds. Then Clionadh. Unlike the animal, this color shifting eyeshadow won't help you blend in with your surroundings. A large particle glitter shadow with a pink mauve base and bright green aqua pink shifts. Then there's Shipwreck. This one right here. Shipwreck discovers the mysterious eyeshadow from the depths of the sea. A smooth black, red, orange shadow with a hint of gold and indigo micro shimmer. The last one is Scuba. Dive to the abyssal zone and experience this sultry eyeshadow. A slate gray base with medium glitter particles, subtle shifting indigo, violet, peach with hints of yellow. So that's what all the shadows say they have in them. I'm interested to see what eye look I can come up with. I was thinking about doing one dark one and then one light one because I have all those red shimmers in it and singing really quick. So I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do. I kind of want to do 2 eye looks though, so I might come back on camera and do 2 eye looks. It depends on how I feel. I do have another old school versus new school to film before I film this. I was just giving the intro because I really love this eye look and I figure you all might enjoy it as well. And then we can talk about the video that was coming up with it. But yeah, I kind of want to do 2 eye looks with it though. So it's like I might do one now, then go home because my Open's Eye collection showed up today. So I'm going to have to film that tonight as well. So it can go up Sunday. And then this will go up Monday. And then, what do you call it? And then I have a video about the new Nars concealer that can go up Tuesday. So I got a whole bunch of new stuff coming up as usual, y'all. But I'm going to go off camera and figure out what we're going to do with the eyes. Whether it be 1 or 2 or I'll be right back. Okay, girl? Okay. Okay, y'all, so I did all the swatches on the back of my hand for you to see what colors I chose. This one is from the, what is it, the Nomad palette we used, and I felt like it looked really similar to the shade, the Bend, I believe it's called, the Bends. It does have a deeper purple undertone to it, but I feel like the shimmer and sparkles in them look about the same to me, so I wanted to show those. Then this is the shade Scuba, this is the shade Shipwreck, and this is the shade Clionadh Pad, I think that's how you say it. So let's get into the eye look, because my camera has been acting up for a little while. I've been trying to film this take like 4 or 5 times. I'm gonna start off with the shade Dagger, which is our transition shade. So I'm just trying to dust it all around the crease, and since I want to do 2 eye looks, I was like, I'll swatch this one set and then I'll do this, and then I'll you know, go off camera, swatch the other one on my hand, and then come back on camera and do the eye, and then we'll talk about what I think about the shimmers. But you know, I had to get on here. I am going to do the black one just because I feel like the black one would be most interesting, but I'm going to still put a shade in the crease. I might change it to that red one because now that I see that the Shipwreck shade has a red shift to it, and I've used blue a lot today, I'm thinking I should just go ahead and do the red. So I'll probably switch it over to the burgundy. So let me just swatch that one real quick so you can see what it looks like. I'll swatch it in front of the black since I already got those others up there. Plus I feel like it'd be a nice transition. I was trying not to use this one though, just because the other side is like, you know, all red, and we're gonna have to use red and green, and you see all this red going on this side right here. That's why I was trying not to necessarily use burgundy. So I might still just go in with the blue just because I don't want too much red. But since it's like a deeper red, I'm figuring it might be helpful to match up with the shade Shipwreck when we're putting it on the outer V. That's the only reason I was thinking about it. But I might just stick to the blue because, you know, there's literally a whole pile of red on the other side. So let me start off with this black shade now called Death. I've used black in my outer V a couple of times today as well as this dark navy blue. So I'm trying not to overboard it, but it's like all the videos are going up at different times, so it's not like y'all gonna see all the stuff at the same time. And I'm trying to round it out a little bit instead of always doing the cat eye, so that's why I didn't like flare it out. If you all haven't noticed, I usually do that a lot, but I'm trying to be good and not do that. So I'm like, let me calm myself down. Sorry y'all, cars keep filling up and everything else. It's like it's always some problem when I try to film the last video in order to go back home and like just relax. But I gotta come back tonight and do the Open's Eye, so I was like, I want to get these 2 out the way now. So I was like, yeah, no. I'm getting all these messages on Instagram. I don't know what's going on and why, but that's all that vibrate you keep hearing in the background. It's people on Instagram. I don't know what's going on there because I'm here for you. I don't know. But if you hear any vibrating noises, that's what you're hearing, okay? It's Instagram. So now we're gonna go into the navy blue shade Poise, and I'm just gonna go ahead with that one, like I said, because we got a whole section. The only thing is, I feel like, are you gonna be able to distinguish between it and the other one? And it's like I didn't want to do gray because I feel like gray wouldn't go with the undertones of the shimmers we're using. So there's a whole thing, girl. So sorry, let me turn this way. I'm not used to filming this eye on camera, so y'all see I'm just turned in, minding my own business. You're not seeing anything, my bad. So I'm just trying to keep it into the crease here and not worry about it too much. My Instagram don't usually pop it like this. I don't know what's going on. I feel like we need a decent, somewhat rounded eye. I still feel like it looks a little bit more cat than I expected it to, but you know, it's cool though. We're just gonna work with it, girl. So this is pretty much what we're going with. Now let's get the glitter glue so we can cut the crease and start putting all the shimmers on, which I'm most excited about. Because it's fine seeing them on the hand, but I love like seeing them on the eye and see what it's working with. So I'm going to switch to that palette and put this one down since we got all the mattes we need out of it for right now. So the Clionadh shade is the one I'm going to put in the inner corner since it's like really sparkly and nice, but I'm going to start off with the shade Shipwreck, and then I'll put on Scuba, then I'll put the lightest one towards the front, which is the Bends, the one I told you looks really similar to a shade in the Nomad palette we just used, and then we'll go in with the other one last. But I'll put the brush for the shimmers. Here it is. So we're going to start off with Shipwreck at the very back of the eye. So like right up in this black here, I feel like it would pop off the black very nicely as well too because of the undertones in it. That's another reason I want to put this for the very back. Plus it gives like a really cool berry sense. Look at that. Y'all, that looks stunning. Now I kind of wish I had used the lighter red, but it's cool, it's fine, it's here. It's giving like burgundy-ish eggplant fuchsia vibes. Whatever that combination looks like in your mind, that's what it looks like in my mind when I look at it, and I am definitely here for it. She's cute. Now I'm going with the shade Scooper right in front of that one. I feel that it'd be a nice little transition moment situation deal vibe there. We're gonna take Scuba right up in here. On top of that, I'm gonna kind of marry the two together. Y'all look at that. Honey, it's giving. It's giving. I can't wait till I go outside in the sunlight. The little bit of sunlight that's left, I'm trying to hurry up to make sure I get the look done in the sunlight, which is why I was irritated. The camera thought I was gonna keep acting fool. But you know, whatever. We've gotten past that. Moving on. I'm going to shade the Bends now. Yeah, that's the one I said was going to go in the very front of the eye. So I feel like all these shades like complement each other so nicely and just look really stunning on the eye as a great combination of shades. And since they all have different shifts, I'm interested to see how all the different ones are going to shift once it gets outside in like some like sunlight. Super interested in that. I'm going to take whatever black is on here and just try to like blend around the edges before I go back in the palette and like do a detail. I'm gonna do the obviously the detail part off camera, and the navy blue that I need to build back up in the crease off camera since I brought the glitter glue kind of high up. But I must say I'm really loving this eye. I'm always impressed with their shimmers, even though I don't pull them out that often, which is crazy. I know I probably should more often, but I just be in my own world like la 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 la, and using the palettes that come with mattes, because since you know their palettes don't even come with mattes, it's all shimmer. I don't think to like go grab it just to grab a shimmer. I'm gonna take the Clionadh shade with a really sparkly, bright, reflective glitter in it. Put that in the inner corner. Okay, yes, honey, it's definitely giving. I mean, she's giving all the sparkle and the awesomeness. So this is the end of the first eye look. I'm gonna go off camera and swatch some shades for us to use the rest of the shades because I'm trying to use all 4 of these shimmers. This is definitely gonna be in our corner shade. I can tell you that right now. I feel like this is gonna be our outer V shade, and then the 2 greens will be like going toward the front of the eye, and then we'll end with that bright pearly shade. That's what's going on in my mind, but you know, I'll be right back and actually show you what I came up with. Be right back. Okay, y'all, so I just added the purple eyeliner to this eye. Now we're gonna get into this eye. So here are the swatches that I came up with. I'm gonna use the light pink to start off with. Use this dark red, the darkest red on the red side. I'm gonna do this red in the creases. It's a lighter red, so I'm just kind of giving y'all a monochromatic moment when it comes to the mattes. And then the shimmers are the star of the show. So this red is actually from the Nomad palette. Again, I want to see how similar it was to this one, because in the pan it looked like it could possibly be similar, but because it has all these different shifts, there's no way they're the same. So I swatched, like I said, this is Ring of Fire, this is the Kelp Forest, this is the pearl shade we're putting in the inner corner, Saltwater Pearl, and this is the Fool's Gold. So I'm going to do the red, then we're going to do the Kelp, then we're going to do the Fool's Gold, and then we'll end with the Saltwater Pearl as our inner corner shade. And then I'm trying to figure out what eyeliner I want to use, because I pulled out a pinkish tone one that I feel like will go good with the mask, but at the same time I was like, I have a blue one that I was thinking about using, so I might just go ahead and do that one. I don't know, we'll see. But let's get started. So let me get a fluffy brush to blend all of this stuff with real quick. So I'm take this one from the Michaela collection. I know you ain't got to side eye me, it's just a brush, girl. But blend that in here, because I want this one to be like somewhat of a, I guess, soft look, if you will, when it comes to like the transition and all that. I want a more soft, like monochromatic-ish type vibe here, instead of like the more smoke that we went with on the other side. So that's why I chose this soft shade. Aside from the fact this was the lightest shade that they had that could transition with, so I'm just like, okay. I think this is a really nice, simple, soft shade and goes perfectly with the theme of the romance. And the other side goes perfectly with the side of death. So it's a nice palette overall. I just wish the shimmers in here wouldn't hard pan so easily. But I feel like this is a great palette to match up with the palette we're using now, which is another reason I picked it. So there you go. I'm gonna crease brush. I'm gonna struggle when it comes to crease brushes, honey. Oh, here's one. Thank goodness. So we're going to go into the shade Love. That's that bright red I swatched on my hand for you all to see. That's going to be our crease shade. I know I normally do the outer V shade first, but I decided to do the crease shade first this time. So, let me know. I'm just trying to switch it up a little bit. And the way I do stuff, since I'm not necessarily switching up my technique every single time, but it's like past 6 o'clock and I have not eaten a whole day today. So I'm kind of like, want to go home and relax and eat. My mom said we had ribs, so I was like, say less, ma'am. I will be there. And then around like 10, 11 o'clock, I'll leave my house again and come and film the Women's Eye video so that can go up tomorrow at 7 a.m. So I'm going to be pushing it. But that's why I want to make sure I got the 2 eye looks done with this palette now, because it's like I know I'm not going to have time to do 2 eye looks with this. And then that palette as well, especially at that time of night. I'll be ready to go home, go to bed and relax. So it might be 2, you know, kind of generic-ish looking looks, if you will. My apologies in advance, but when stuff shows up, I try to get it up as soon as possible, because if I don't, like, normally if this was a normal school day, y'all wouldn't get a look till like probably Friday. But I'm like, I'm trying to get this done, because I'm trying to be sleeping majority of the week in the days I'm not trying to come over here and film videos. So yeah, that's just why, girl. I'm trying to, like I be telling y'all, I be trying to give myself grace sometimes. So I'm trying to give myself some grace, girl. Just let me have it, girl. Let me have it. Okay, so let's get into the outer V shade, and then we'll finally put some stuff on the lid. So I'm gonna take this shade, take the red shade in here, and start putting on outer V. The only difference is I feel like this shade wasn't that deep when it came to depth compared to the shade that's in the crease, and I kind of want to dip into the other side, the deeper side that I had showed you all earlier, and put that red on top of this one, because this one just to me isn't giving enough depth for what I'm looking for. So I might go ahead and do that, but I'm gonna start off with the shade for now, and then if I flip, and then when I get ready to dip in, then I'll dip in, which will probably be after this, honestly, because I'm just feeling like it's not giving enough depth to look. And it's blending in kind of closely with the other red, and it's supposed to be a deeper tone, and I want you to see the distinction between the two. So you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you don't see that much difference in depth, so I'm going to go into that deeper side and play with that kind of burgundy. I think I'm going to mix them back and forth to see if we can get, like, you know, a little bit of red with a little bit of like deeper burgundy-ish, because I feel like this is somewhat deeper burgundy-ish purple, which is another reason I didn't want to necessarily have to do it. But I mean, like, if I feel like I'm gonna get in depth, I'm gonna have to get it from somewhere, and I feel like we're getting more of it now that I went into that side. So we accomplished the goal that I wanted, which is a lot more depth. I wish these eye brushes were longer. Like, it's so short. The original set I bought was longer, but I reused those brushes because I've done, like, I think we on eye look number 5 or 6 of the day, and I still gotta come back and do 2 more. So I'm like, the brushes are not clean, girl. They are not clean. And I have my go-to ones that I prefer to use and make looks easier and work for me. I have other ones, and, like, you know, when emergency time comes, of course I dip into them. But you know how we all have our preferences when it comes to brushes. And I'm like, since I've done like 5 or 6 eye looks today, my preference brushes are like missing. And since I've been doing like 2 eye looks a piece for old school versus new school, that's another reason that my brushes are like lacking right now, because I did old school versus new schools and all that. So I'm gonna try to repurpose these brushes again when it comes time to do looks. We're done with this side, so let me close around up and grab the other palette. But I'm trying to repurpose as much as I can, girl. I'm telling you, honey, it be tiring out here in these streets trying to do 15 and 20 different eye looks. I definitely feel like the so far the pink eyeliner is gonna be the one that works best for us with this eye look. But once I put the greens on, I might feel differently. But I'm thinking I'm just gonna go ahead and stick with the pink eyeliner for now. Only thing is they look really streaky and bad on the eyes, so I have to take pictures from the distance. I can't be like close up right in the camera, or else you'll see how streaky it is, because the brush tips for those eyeliners are so bad. We're gonna start off with the shade Ring of Fire, like I told you also. It has large particles of glitter in it, from what I remember them saying. So this is one I try to like tap on as opposed to like brush on. Because of the large particles of glitter, I don't want them falling over my face. But I still want the color to shine through. But look how stunning that is. Like, girl. It's giving everything I needed to give. And the sun is almost going down, so I'm kind of upset myself. But, you know, we almost at the end. As long as I can get this done pretty quick and get the eyeliner done, I might go take my pictures and then come back and give y'all my final thoughts, just to make sure I get sunlight for these pictures. I think that's what I'm going to end up having to do. That's how far gone it is, y'all. Next we're taking the shade Kelp Forest, and I feel like it's just gonna be like interesting and unique transition, if you will, because there's no other shade in this palette that's quite like this one, other than the one I put on the other side for the smoky look. So I'm liking how interesting the transition of all these shades are going to be. So there it is with that one. I feel like it's a nice unique twist. I mean, it's very obvious that I put 2 different shades on, and I usually prefer it to not look obvious, but I just want to make sure we use all the shades on the lid so you get an idea how all of them look. So if it doesn't look the best, I mean, Fool's Gold and the Kelp Forest are going to be the best transition ones together. We knew the other one was going to be off, starting off with, just because of how different it is from the other shades. But you know, a little bit more of that toward the back, just kind of blend this little section here a little bit better. And now we're going to go in with Saltwater Pearl as our inner corner. And is she not stunning or what? Like, girl, yes, that shade is giving. I'm here for it. I'm loving it. So I'm going to go put some eyeliner on, put some mascara on, go outside and take the sexy pictures before the sun goes down. And I'll talk to y'all in a few minutes. Okay, girl? Back you on up. Because now you're a little too close. The eye look over, girl. Calm down. Okay, y'all, returned from outside thinking I was cute, taking these cute little pictures or whatever. So my thought behind this palette is, it's the quality I expected it to be. Now, I'm not seeing all the shifts in the shades that I thought I would see upon swatching. I did see some of them, but some of them had a lot more shifts that said they were in it than I actually saw. But, you know, that doesn't mean anything. You know, my eyesight isn't perfect 20/20, so, you know, I could have been missing out on some stuff. But I love the quality of them. I love their shadow, so I'm not surprised that I love this palette. And I love the depth that they gave, because they always give you like some deeper they always give you a deeper shimmer to use, because I hear you're supposed to be able to use the shimmers and do like a full shimmer look, and it blew you a nice look. And I feel like with this dark one being quite satiny the way it was, you could go ahead and pull that off. Now, I personally don't like to do stuff like that. For people who do like to do stuff like that, you do have this deeper shade if you're like me, who likes to have a deep outer V shade to put on, because it went on quite satiny and smooth, and I feel like it actually doesn't look too shimmery and satiny, too shimmery and sparkly and metallic to the point where you can't use it as an outer V shade. So I was actually thinking about doing that another time, and like an Instagram look, used all the shades just as one look, like I did with the Emily Violet Marie palette when I first got into just so baby to do that too. If I had to pick between the eyes, of course I like the more bright, fun, colorful eye with the reds and the greens and whatnot, but it's not to say that this eye looks bad. I feel like this is a gorgeous smoky eye that I created as well. So I like the versatility in this palette and all the different tones that come along with it, and the fact that when you shift your eye you can see different tones and different colors in it. So I would definitely recommend you get it if you're interested in purchasing it, because I'm a huge fan. I was downstairs washing brushes, y'all, because I know I gotta come back tonight. I told y'all with the Oden's eye, and you know, do 2 videos on those, so that's why I want to get this 2 video look out the way. But I really love this eye look, and I'm very impressed with this palette. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. Just keep in mind the price point is a little bit high. I use code the Fancy Face though, because Tina has a code with this brand Clionadh, so you can use Tina's code or you can use my girl Karen's code. I believe Karen has a code as well as KH Makeup. I use code to get a discount though, and so you should too, because $94.25 is a steep price for some eyeshadows, honey. That's close to $100. So what is that? You paying like a good little grip per single, which isn't that bad considering they're multi-chromes, but then you gotta pay for shipping and taxes and all that. So just keep that in mind when you're looking at this palette. I personally definitely think it's worth it, because I love the way their shimmers perform. They have some of my favorite multi-chrome, dual chrome like shades in the game out here when it comes to indie brands. So I was happy that they came out with another palette, as opposed to me having to buy the individual stained glasses, because that can get pretty pricey pretty quickly. So I will always buy palettes whenever they come out with some, but as far as buying individual shadows from them, I don't plan on doing it unless they have a really good sale, and then it comes to question, is everything going to be in stock, because they're having a really good sale. But those are my thoughts on the palette and the brand as a whole. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Remember, you all are diamonds, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be blessed, girl. Bye.